name is Vipirino Seye, and I'm humbled to be your host this afternoon. So once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and all you here cherished readers. Welcome to this special afternoon where we gather to celebrate the launch of a very remarkable new book, which is called Hoalong, a Konyak folktale. It is a privilege to be amongst so many passionate minds and avid readers here to witness the birth of a literary work that I believe promises to inspire, captivate, and transform. This event is not just a book launch, but it is also a celebration of creativity, perseverance, and the power of storytelling. Books have a very unique way and ability to transport us to different worlds, broaden our horizons, and evoke a spectrum of emotions. The book we are introducing today, this afternoon, does all this and more.
Imaginary ideas and so number Kushiba are welcome this Nicola, the first day of Chinese. Especially one day, Pachani Jura. And one time to Lobo Baluna and Abana, Fishing Mondo Kitchen, Arrow, Edu Mondo Pulina Tanshina, Moy Pishi Dachin again, I saw the Arrow, Papa Lode, Atina is among the Papa Lode, reconstruction, David, activity time to question. Arrow Papa, Dr. Abalo, a very request question. अपनी लगा प्रेयर हुई लगी दे बचान मान करने के लिए ना वालों की रिक्वेस्ट अरुमा ना पास्टर लोगों की टाइम मांगनिशना अरु मिस्टर दिलाई लोगों की टाइम मांगनिशना आती तो सब अपनी हाथ सब आएगा बचान को जो बोलेगा bless कुराला तीन एक दान बिया करने शिकियो बिना अरु चलेंगे से अरु ये देखिए मैं चुनाचे अपनी खान दादा के लिए तो इतना प्रोग्राम तो लिए तो एक successful no itu निश्चय मुझे इमान जो request question आई भी दे एक बार निश्चय accept करेंगे ना कि मैं जो आएगा ना position so आगे warm welcome अमीरा बचान महानवर especially अमीरा यामिला अमा अमीरा बचान महानवर so कोई welcome रस्ते कोई ना
When Penfield received this very short yet interesting manuscript of a Konyak folktale, I was personally drawn to the very beauty of the tales that each of our tribe has. The author's introduction to the book reminded me of my own childhood that comprised of many wonderful storytelling sessions with my grandparents. Folktales are important because it tells our story and captures the hopes, fears, dreams, and details of everyday lives. It tells the story of our origin, our history and culture, and also describes where we live, what our values are, and ultimately who we are. Folktales are primarily what we are made of. And it is important that these stories that have been passed down from generations to generations are documented and preserved for the younger generation. Folktales have enchanted people for centuries, and it still continues to do so. What's important for us is that we capture the charm that each tale has and give it to our children, for them to also experience the magic of stories as it were. In writing Hoalong, the author has taken the first important step in preserving our culture, and it gives me great pleasure to say that with the formal release of this book, 2 Konyak authors would have made their debut with Penfield. In recent times, many initiatives have also been undertaken to preserve our culture. I think it's important to remember that in the process of preserving our culture, Our stories are also an indispensable part of it. Very often, the society tends to brush aside literature, whereas our stories form the very basis of our culture, as it does in any other culture. This afternoon, I would like to urge young people, especially young aspiring writers, to make a conscious effort in collecting and documenting our stories wherever they go. With that, my heartiest congratulations to Miamu on the book. Hoalong is also our 88th publication, and together with this title, you will find our other titles on display on my left. Make sure that you also buy a copy of Hoalong and support the author. And also take the opportunity to have the book signed as well. It is my firm belief that with your support, together we can create a thriving community of literature in our state. Thank you.
Hoalong, Konyak Folktale, consisting of 7 chapters, it kind of gives us a miniature view. Of the Konyak beliefs of the historical existence of mythical creatures or mythical beings. And at the same time, the story is also educational in terms of the cultural practices, the belief systems of the Konyak Nagas during the traditional times. And each chapter has something really interesting to offer. And at the same time, a part of the story that really grabbed my attention was the association of the mythical beings, or rather the celestial beings, with the human world. And I personally feel that this is one of the most intriguing and fascinating aspects of this short folk narrative. And I would like to quote from the text, and this is how it goes. This was the song they kept singing until they encountered Konyak. It is also believed that many souls had walked away in the absence of the humans without leaving a trace behind. Ms. Nyamu's ability to kind of revive the traditional practices and at the same time belief is very intriguing and encouraging kind of a deeper exploration of entities beyond the perceivable world. And at the same time, the incorporation of various words from the author's native dialect, it kind of adds an extra layer of authenticity to the story as well. And finally, the story ends on a cliff note, and I am certain that the readers are going to feel kind of yearning and longing to know more. And with that being said, I also hope that Ms. Nyamu will return with a continuation from where she has left. And in conclusion, Hoalong, a Konyak folktale, is a must read for readers who are very much inclined towards folklores. And at the same time, I would highly recommend it to readers who are enthusiastic about the timeless tales of Naga practices, especially of the Konyak Naga tribes. And thank you so much for listening, and I hope and believe that you will enjoy reading the book as much as I did while reading and reviewing it as well.
I'm truly humbled and honored to be standing here today to talk about the book Hoalong. I wrote this book Hoalong in the memory of my late grandfather. So my grandfather really inspired me to write this book. And when I was a kid, I happened to hear a lot of folk tales, but then I really didn't had that much interest in writing about the book. But when I get to know that we do not have a written records, especially in Konyak tribe, we do not have much written history. All we hear is that, like every other tribe, yes, our ancestors do narrate us stories about folk tales when we sit with them and when we interact with them. But the thing is, we do not have a written record, and we take it very lightly about that. And when I look into our Konyak history, or when I visit a library, and when I go through the books, I realize that we Konyak, we do not have a book based on our folk tales, and we do not have much contribution towards the culture based on the written records. So what I decided was, what if I can contribute something out of the taking advantage of all the stories that my grandfather told me, and to preserve it and to pass it down to the younger generation. And I believe that this is the very first step that I've taken, and I'll continue to write more books, and I'm looking forward for that. And if I talk about this book is not only important for me, but also for my village, Eugene village, and also for the Konyak as well as for Nagas, because this book is dated back to the years when we believed in animism, like we do not have any Christian belief. We believed in nature, we believed in spiritual existence. So this book really connects the generation in between the Christian as well as the life before Christian.
Released a book of Hoalong, a Konyak, a folktale on the third day of Konyak folktale. Hoalong is the word of only English, but in Canadians we can use Hoalong. Hoalong is the very important. All Konyak can, but the book written only in their own English dialect, Hoalong. A book, a Konyak folktale, means restoring art or art. Pen tribe of education power. Dignitaries in the lives. Reverend Dr. Konyak, former General Secretaries, and this is Reverend S. Yoko Pastor, Konyak Baptist Women Jamukirima. Miss Chimini Mori, Assistant Professor, Teacher College, in all participants in the program. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly I thank Almighty God for granting us a good life in giving us this auspicious time. I am extremely happy to stand before you as a guest of honor for the program, for launching of a book for Hoalong and Konyak folktales. Today, we have gathered here from different walks of life to witness a milestone achievements of author, particularly in releasing a book for Hoalong and Konyak folktales. I am happy to say that such a thoughtful idea has developed to collect a valuable article for publication of the most treasured book. I should say that during the earlier days, in the absence of institutions such as village council or worship place like churches in other related institutions. The Hoalong in Konyak was considered as an importance in vital institution in their respective villages, in localities. In the institution of Hoalong, the people gather for worship as well as to offer prayer to seek blessing. Organize various types of gathering, meeting, and function, utilized and operated as a means for communication by collecting and gathering important information citizens in the respective villages and hence, on behalf of everyone present here, I take this privilege to convey a heartfelt gratitude to the author in her publication team, including to various individuals who have contributed a valuable article and related to particular subject for successful publication of this valuable book, which is known as Hoalong, a book for Konyak Folktale designs. I want to add a few more.